like to call this special meeting of the Ada County Fire Commission, December 17th, here at 7 o'clock, according to the clock on the wall. Convening this meeting. I'd like to do an invocation.
Lord, we just pray for your guidance tonight, Lord, as our part of this county, Lord. We just pray for everyone, Lord, that's been affected by the COVID, Lord, in our area, Lord, for all the responders, Lord, that are out there on the front lines, Lord. We just pray for their safety, Lord, and for their families, Lord. We just ask you to lead guide us to God. Pray for all this in Jesus' name.
All right, we'll call this meeting to order. This meeting is a special meeting, so only the three things that are on the agenda can be discussed. We can't veer off and go in a different direction, just those three things. So on the agenda items, first, A, remote meeting policy.
Everybody's got a copy of that. It just basically gives us the opportunity to meet while the state is in a state of emergency using like Zoom or one of those meeting programs. So that way we can still conduct business, we can vote, you can do everything just like that person's in the room. Just, we have to accept a policy to be able to do that before we can do it. So this is the county's policy, and it's pretty well simple and laid out where that's what they're using. And I went through and changed from the county to the Avery County Fire Commission and to the phone number and to my email from Cindy's email. There's only things that really need to be changed for us. Other than that, it says we can meet during times of a state of emergency. So maybe some later on down the road, once we do some of this, we'll put it in where if somebody's not going to be here, they're sick. You know, Johnny's not here tonight. The reason Johnny's not here is he had surgery on his foot yesterday and not supposed to be walking out. So if we had this already in place, he could meet us. He could meet in this meeting tonight.
Even if it wasn't a state of emergency.
Well, as long
this contradicts that.
what this says, state of emergency. The state of
It says that if you're sick, you can attend it.
It would appear that only in a state of emergency, then after that gives other reasons other than a state of emergency, which would seem to negate the first part, negates the rest of it.
But that's all too on the chairman, and you can, where he's been in the hospital, you know, you can say he doesn't need to be around everybody, his immune system's low, you know, things like that. Anything that you can put where he doesn't need to be in this room with us falls under the state of emergency guidelines right now. And where possibly in January things are going to change and we may not be able to meet, this would be the easiest way we could all meet at one time. And we can have, if somebody needs to come up here, we can meet here, one or two of us, and everybody else can just call in and do a video chat. And we can still conduct full business.
I think bottom line, we need to have a policy tonight, gentlemen, so that if things get locked down more than they are, we can still meet.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go through this and pick out all kinds of crazy things, but
Yeah.
bottom line, we need to go ahead and get this passed so that we can still meet if the governor shuts down and says that this number of people can't be in the same room.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And on top of that, this allows everybody that, you know, if we do have 3 in here, this allows everybody who wants to attend the meeting, they can still log on, and we can do public comment as long as, according to this, as long as they send them to us by 4 o'clock the day before, we can set them up for public comment. They can put on the big screen TV and we can talk directly to them. Well, we don't have to have anybody in here other than the people we have to have in here. It just, opens us up for the following year.
Okay. I'll go ahead and ask for a motion, and we can, if there's any other discussion or questions. To pass the personnel policy as written, which is similar to the county's policy, so that we'd be able to meet during times of unable to be here for whatever reason.
The remote meeting.
Remote meeting policies. So we got a first and a second. Any other discussions or comments? All in favor of the motion? Aye. Unanimous. Thank you, gentlemen. Ball Creek's truck, which is the catalyst for our little shindig this evening.
Truck committee has only been informed of the changes that we made last week. There's one other concern that does not have a cost change gear ratio on the rear end. So we will not sign contracts until we determine what that is to make sure that it is adequate. Other than that, I don't think we have any other problems, but I'll let the truck committee speak for themselves.
We've met, discussed it, except their truck specs, bring it to the fire commission to vote on. And I guess we got this figured, and I guess, I don't know how we need to work, if they just want some extra money to buy chargers and stuff, they just want to put in themselves for the vipers.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
That's correct.
And we need to somehow or another, I guess,
Allocate some funds for that.
yeah, I don't know how
What's-
much or
What's our truck number we're looking at, Matt?
our truck number is 391,295.
Okay. Jeremy, do you have a ballpark on our radios?
We were kind of trying to keep everything under the 450 mark. We weren't trying to max out our yield, but that was the allotted amount for trucks. So if we can get radios inclusive, maybe during the state grant period, we could get 2 for the price of 1, basically with the matching purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So if I could do that, I could double my yield, or I could at least pay half price. So off the top of my head, no, sir. But it would definitely stay well under the budget maximum that we've been allotted, so that we would not overrun the value that each truck's been limited to. I shouldn't say limited, 450 is a good amount, but we would not.
Okay, well, we could do it up to, approve the truck for 391, 295 with the allocation of an amount for radios up to whatever that is minus 450. Is that, would everybody be okay with that? Not to say, I mean, you could limit that because is he gonna go out and get some kind of radios that are chrome plated or something, or
I can go to my truck and show you exactly what we want. It keeps it. Yeah. I don't think.
would y'all be, is the board okay with allocating up to the additional, whatever that is, up to 450 on radios, or it could be less than that, 420? I mean, a radio's gonna be $30,000.
No, but if we can get a couple more things on the grant, that gives us some extra wiggle room. Where we only pay half.
Does the truck come ready to work, or are you gonna switch stuff off to another truck, or your
There's, there's some nozzles and things that we're going to continue to use, but most of this stuff on our 24-year-old truck is
24 years old, like
got
that.
some good use on it, and or it's been replaced once, so.
So if he's kind of going to restock the truck, could easily get up to that price, because we've been working for 2 years on getting their truck ready, or stuff about it, restocking.
We've got a lot of good options that are already there, so we're not resupplying a bare truck. I mean, there's hose and things that are already been.
I would think, and y'all can certainly speak up, that, we got the exact amount for the truck. And that I think we could allow you an allotment. I know you're up to 450, but just to say, okay, go ahead and spend up to 450 for whatever. It seems like to me we ought to have a little bit more you know, we could say radios, and we could say up to $10,000 additional dollars for radios. So you're still under the 450, but then if you wanna if you find out that either something you can't get under grant, you come back to us at another meeting and say, we wanna get this additional amount, and this is how much it's gonna cost for this to go on that truck, and then we do it at that time.
I don't mind running through the truck committee for the stuff that we're trying to do. I mean,
Well, I mean, if it's something that goes on the truck, then you would come back to us for approval. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty the amount for the truck, and then when you figure out what all you need and the prices, you come back to us and
Right.
we
and allocate, so that way you've got
But
something
as
concrete,
long as in this,
what this is
in
going.
this meeting, we have it where they are allocated some more money. We just don't know what.
Correct. I'll put that, we'll put that in motion.
upon approval.
Okay, yes,
I'm fine with that. That sounds great.
okay. All right, we'll do that then. All right, the chair entertains a motion that that we approve the Fall Creek, the new Fall Creek fire truck. What do you call it?
That's our first outage.
First out engine truck for $391,295 with the ability for Fall Creek to come back to us at a later date, later meeting, up to a total of $450,000 for additional radios or whatever the truck may be, that they can come back and get that further approval from this board. So we need a second. Anybody have any more comment or questions? All in favor? Say aye. Unanimous.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. What we got here?
The last one we've got, talk about employees. We need to do a closed session for that, and then we can come back into regular, give our,
Okay. Under state statute, under personnel, general statutes 143-318.11A6, we will go into, I need a motion to go into closed session under personnel.
So moved.
Got a first? And the invitees are the board members and Jeff and Kyle.
we may want to talk to Jeremy. also.
So he needs to maybe stay out in the hall, right?
Yeah, and we'll do it, we'll talk about it, and then we'll bring him in
If need
if
be.
need be.
Okay. All right.
If you don't care what-
Jeremy, you can wait outside.
I'm going to.
All in favor or second?
Second.
All in favor? All right.
I'm going to mute our All right, we're back. That's all back. All in one.
All right, we're out of closed session. I'd like to make a motion to go back into open session. We got a first and a second. So we'll bow back into open session. The hiring of new employees, we have two positions that are open, a full-time person at Fall Creek and a rover position between the rescue squad and Fall Creek. What we've decided to do is to hire one position. What we're looking to do, what we'll discuss and take a motion is to hire one position and then wait on another position until further investigation. So the chairman would entertain a motion to, based on the recommendation of the hiring committee, is to fill the rover position, and that's a rover between the rescue squad and Fall Creek Volunteer Fire Department, and for Stephen McClellan to offer him that position and see if he accepts. And need a motion for that? In a second. Any more discussions or questions? All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay, there you go. If you'll notify him, and then we will take this up for the full-time position, chief, and probably next meeting. All right. We're going to trying to get you trucks and people.
Thank
We're shuttling them up there as fast as we can get them up there.
I appreciate it.
Okay, now, upcoming meetings. The next Fire Commission regular meeting will be January 14th at 7. In the boardroom, Firefighter Association meetings the 7th. Where is the association meeting?
Rescue squad, I think.
Rescue squad.
If the COVID doesn't change that.
Well,
If allowed by the state of North Carolina. Oh, location be determined.
yeah,
All right.
nobody's actually.
So if you want to know where the association meeting, contact the coordinator's office before January 7th. And chief's meeting will be 6:30 before that. Wherever that is, please contact the coordinator. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Jeremy, what's the turnaround?
Less than a year.
I tell you, they are impressive on that.
Yeah.
The one we, well, they were telling us, they guaranteed us 9 months.